NASA's missing UFO reports have been found. The Condon report, funded by the U.S. Air Force, was published in 1968 and suggested continued study of UFOs would yield no scientific discoveries. And buried in the report are 3 unidentified, determined to be UFOs seen by astronauts in Earth's orbit in 1965. Unidentifieds. The astronauts on Gemini 4 and 7 saw these objects, and after thorough examination, even the Condon analysts deemed them a puzzle and ruled them unknown. This is curious for 2 reasons. One, the chapter of astronaut sightings has mysteriously gone missing from many mainstream versions of the report, such as the primary copy on file at the Defense Technical Information Center. It's also missing from the Internet Archive. Only in an obscure Department of Commerce database can we find this missing chapter. And 2, NASA's own form letter they sent to UFO inquiries for decades cited the Condon report as evidence that it did not need to look at UFOs, and even claimed the astronaut sightings were nothing at odds with Condon. This comes despite internal memos stating the NASA was informally collecting UFO debris under the nickname of Operation UFO Heap. This is Edward Condon of the Condon Report, and according to Britannica, he was born in March 1902. Edward Condon, American physicist for whom the Frank Condon principle was named and who applied quantum mechanics to understanding of the atom and its nucleus. Now, during World War II, Condon made valuable contributions to the development of both atomic energy and radar, and in 1943 he helped the Robert Oppenheimer recruit group that made the first atomic bombs in Los Alamos, New Mexico. In 1946, he was a consultant of the Committee of the Senate after drafting legislation that created the Atomic Energy Commission. In the aftermath of the struggle to put atomic energy under civilian control, he was attacked by the House Committee on Un-American Activities, one of the strongest opponents of civilian control, and Condon was director of the National Bureau of Standards from 1945 to 51, president of both the American Physical Society and American Association for the Advancement of Science in 1953. In 1966, the Air Force Office of Scientific Research appointed him director of a project to investigate flying saucers, from which grew the Condon Report. That's his report, with his name, that is. The scientific study of unidentified flying objects in 1969. Now, according to the Condon Report, unidentified flying objects, also called flying saucers, any aerial object or optical phenomenon not readily identifiable to the observer. UFOs became a major subject of interest following the development of rocketry after World War II, and were thought by some researchers to be intelligent extraterrestrial life visiting our Earth. And this is a video, well, not a video, it's an image of a UFO from a farm near McBinnville, Oregon, 1950. The flying saucers in Project Blue Book. The first well-known UFO sighting occurred in 1947, when businessman Kenneth Arnold claimed to see a group of 9 high-speed objects near Mount Rainier in Washington while flying his small plane. Arnold estimated the speed of the crescent-shaped objects at several thousand miles an hour and said they moved like saucers skipping on water. In the newspaper report that followed, it was mistakenly stated that the objects were saucer-shaped, hence the term flying saucer. Sightings of unidentified aerial phenomena increased, and in 1948 the U.S. Air Force began to investigate the investigation of these reports called Project Sign. The initial opinion of those involved in the project was that the UFOs were most likely sophisticated Soviet aircraft, although some researchers suggested that they might be spacecraft from other worlds, the so-called extraterrestrial hypothesis, ETH, and within a year, Project Sign was succeeded by Project Grudge, which in 1952 was itself replaced by the long-lived and official inquiries into UFOs Project Blue Book, headquartered by Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. From 1952 to 69, Project Blue Book compiled reports of more than 12,000 sightings or events, each of which was ultimately classified as identified with known astronomical, atmospherical, or artificial human-caused phenomena, or 2, unidentified. The latter category, approximately 6% of the total, included cases for which there was insufficient information to make the identification with a known phenomenon. This is on Encyclopedia Britannica, Embedded Reality. Please leave your comments. Thank you. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.